We live.
Oh, live.
Hi guys.
Hi everyone.
That dude always doing something. It never fails.
Is he still
I like
eating?
your haircut. Did you cut your hair?
Oh, no, it's been like that. It's
Really?
just growing out now.
Oh, I
It's
like the way you got it angled.
Yeah, I left my left side long. I just wanted to do something else.
I love it.
But it's like it's shorter in the back, so I'm gonna do something like changing it up every single time, like I'm cutting my hair.
Hi, guys.
So
I
you're
know, right?
kind of bored. But you know how that is.
Yeah.
You do all kinds of changes on you, so even more than me.
Hi, guys.
Yeah.
Hi.
It's been my
What's your name, buddy? I don't know your name.
My name is Makai.
Oh, you're Makai. Okay, cool.
Yes.
I'm Makai Faye. I think you may already know that. Are you the youngest? You look like you're the youngest.
I'm 5 years old.
Yeah. He's like, I'm 5.
I'm 5. I'm 5.
Nice.
All right.
You're more than 5.
Yeah. So, all right, Bando, what you doing? Yo, he must be sharing. Boy, I tell you. Let's see.
Probably. Yeah.
No,
what you doing?
Look at it. You gotta mute that, Bando.
No, that was me.
Oh, oops.
Whoa.
I'm
Okay.
Yeah. I'm here. I'm here. What's good? What's good? What's good?
No, go eat your own. You're not sharing.
What y'all
Go
look-
eat your own. It's mine. Stop cheating.
What's up with y'all? What's up with the cast today? What's good? What's new in y'all world? You heard me giggity. Giggity.
Really?
No, sir.
Oh, silly.
All right, guys.
Yeah, it's in its like growth period. I'm not gonna be getting my hair cut for another couple weeks because I scheduled it with the moon.
The moon. Oh yeah. You did. Yeah, you did say something about the moon last week.
Yeah, I scheduled it with the moon. That's why it's not going to be happening for another 2 weeks. That's okay. It works out perfectly. I guess it can grow up for a little bit more. This is how I'm. This is how serious I am about it. Like I schedule it with the moon. Seriously.
All right.
Well, when the moon have to be full?
No, not necessarily. It just depends on the position, like what position it's in energetically, because it changes every day.
So you guys know.
I thought about you, Monique, because I was drinking my. I discovered this new drink at the store. They just started carrying it. It's by Pop and Bottle.
Oh,
Don't
really?
get started.
And it's a matcha drink. So they got matcha powder and green tea, and there's no sugar. It's sweetened with dates.
Oh, wow.
And it's hella good.
That sounds great.
Yeah, it's just
Wow.
like I mean, I just downed a whole bottle, which I think it's like maybe, I want to say it's 8 ounces.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like $3 and something. It's like $3.69 a pop for 8 ounces, and it adds up when you buy like, 2, 3, 4, whatever. But it's really good. It's my new thing. They just started carrying it. I'm really excited.
Okay, cool.
It really does feel better than coffee.
Got it.
Coffee gets so jittery.
Yeah, it does. I guess I'm used to it. Oh, wrong screen.
Do you agree? Like I feel more centered when I drink matcha.
You know what?
What matcha is
I
made out
do
of?
agree. Matcha gives me more energy, not the jittery type energy, but it gives me more energy.
Mm-hmm.
Like literally, I could drink coffee, like a iced coffee from Starbucks, and I kid you not, I can go to sleep with any problem. Like I can get it when I get off work, like about 4 in the evening, and have no problems with going to sleep. But if I get the drink with the matcha in it, no, I'm up to probably like 4 in the morning. So it's like I can't do that drink. In the
Really?
evening. It keeps me, it gives me energy. I feel energized, and I'm, doing that. But it's not that jittery type energy like coffee. Like I guess I do caffeine enough to the point it doesn't bother me. But the matcha, it's a health. I'm not gonna say healthy energy, but it just feels like energy. You just up.
Right.
So,
Like you're just up.
yeah.
So you have to drink some magnesium at night when you're ready to go to bed, like an hour before.
Really?
Yeah, magnesium relaxes. Like last night, I was feeling, actually it got to my head because when I go for too many days in a row with like lack of sleep, then I start feeling it, like I get a headache a little bit. And so I took some magnesium like an hour before I go to bed, so I could chill out. And like, I just had a relaxed sleep. It was good. I was able to fall into sleep a lot better.
Oh, cool.
Magnesium, baby. I mean, naturally we have it in our bodies, but
Yeah, I know about to say I know I heard that magnesium somewhere. And
it's a mineral. I mean, it's listed in your multivitamins, but to just take it alone is more potent.
Really? That's neat.
Yeah. Yeah, actually, like it's been recommended to me that if you drink a lot of coffee, like I don't know, just a lot. If you're just a coffee drinker, it's good to balance it out with magnesium as supplement.
All right.
Yeah.
You can close that for me.
So what's up with y'all?
Oh
None.
man, it's been a good week. I got a chance to watch Black is King. I didn't watch all of it.
Oh yeah.
I watched like 30 minutes of it, and then I had to leave, and I haven't watched it again. But basically it's off of The Lion King, but it's just reenacted in a different way.
Right.
As far as the scenes, the costumes, and all of that, it's pretty cool. I see we dropping frames here.
Mm-hmm.
Y'all not streaming, huh?
It's just freezing.
They yeah. You watching television? Are you streaming?
Television.
Okay. But no, it was really good so far. What I saw, which I kind of expected it, but it kind of it gives you a different type of vibe. Uh, you know me, I'm looking beyond just the music and looking at everything else. Beyond that, how she still some type of way manages to, throw up that symbol, the OK symbol, whatever you want to call it, that everybody else uses as well.
Uh-huh.
A lot of black and white, as above, so below. Those dogs that I was telling you about that usually in like a lot of music videos, I saw them too. So it's like I kind of paused because I had to leave, but I didn't go back to watch it again. So I'll resume. But yeah, I don't know if any of you guys had a chance to look at it.
I haven't had a chance to look at it yet.
I saw some of the videos. I saw Black is King video, and I saw another song she put out yesterday, well, on the 2nd. So she dropped videos back to back, like within certain hours. So I saw a little something. But,
cool.
yeah. But she I don't know. I mean, I see a lot of messages that she put up in there. For is like this, she got one scene in the Kings of Black is King. Is she have these horns on, and behind the in the back it's like cow skin or whatever. Now I don't
What?
know if you ever heard cow skin, cow cow skin.
You said cow skin?
Yeah,
Cow skin. Okay, I'm still trying to get it.
Yeah, cow skin. So look, so it's a movie called Shaka Zulu. Shaka Zulu is one of the scenes, and his father, before he became Shaka Zulu, his father had a scene just like what Beyonce having that the way she got one scene in the video. So I know what she's doing with that part right there, and everything else I gotta really go back and look at it again. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, but yep, everything else, shit. I'm in a new truck right now.
Oh, look at
yeah,
you.
new truck.
It looks good.
Yeah, new truck.
It looks to be the most comfortable one that you've been in since we've launched.
Yeah, that one was, real, tight and, sedancy, So, I mean.
I don't know how you do it.
So,
what is that behind you? Is that a statue?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's my statue. My homeboy from Laredo gave me a statue.
Is that a Sagittarius?
We did a barter. He saw my jewelry on my arm. I said, he said, I like the jewelry. I said, oh yeah, I like your statue. He said, he said, well, you want it? I said, you for real? That boy hold it like this. He looked at it. He said, yeah. He gave it to him. I said, you for real? I said, man, I can't take it. He said, no, take it. I felt bad. So, I said, yeah, take one of my bracelets. I gave it to him. And when I came back, he wanted me to make another bracelet. So, and really and truly, he wanted me to make this one, or make one like this, and another bracelet. So I'm in business now. By me doing that ain't free, you want to pay me for make some jewelry for him. And his some girl he liked too. But yeah, this is an ancient statue. This is made out of I think turtle shell.
Potato shell?
No, turtle.
Oh, I thought that was all potato shell. Turtle shell, okay.
Yeah, see. So yeah, they got,
That's
all
cool.
the hieroglyphic on the back is, you know, so I mean, I like it because it reminds me of my father. You know what I'm saying? 'Cause my father used to mass the Indians in New Orleans. Some one day when everything go away, Faith, you come down in New Orleans, you'll see the Indians mass up, and I should be massing up sometime next year. But if things don't go right, how it's supposed to go, then I may not mass up next year. So that's the goal is to keep my father the legacy going.
Nice.
What
Yep.
about
Is that
you said mask up? Like, what you mean?
The Indians,
Okay, okay, okay. I'm
like
about to say I missed something.
yeah, yeah,
Gotcha. I'm there again. You know,
yeah, the Indians.
maybe I drank
Yep,
this a little
masked
too
up.
fast. I missed something.
Um, hey, Faye, why you got us started? Cause you said something about some drink and she went pour one.
Alexa, turn the lights on.
I'll get us started now. Come on now.
Okay.
Lights on. Let's talk.
you know, I didn't say nothing. I was just, we were talking about the statue.
No, earlier you said about what you had drunk. You had drinks. You had, I think, what that was you say you was drinking? You had not coffee or something else. You say you drank.
Oh, matcha.
Yeah, matcha.
Yeah,
But yeah,
all about.
other than that, everything been good. I'm good. You know, can't complain. Saw some creative things over the weekend.
You did some creative stuff over the weekend? I thought that's what
I
you
miss
said.
it. Oh no.
No.
No. But yeah, how y'all do? How y'all doing? Welcome to What's New in Your World. We share it to your friends and let your friends know. You know, we about to get started. Share it. Thumbs up, subscribe. You know what I'm saying? Many more. We got a lot coming to y'all guys. You know?
So
For
what
real.
we do? This show is actually going to be one of my favorite shows because I'm curious. We actually have a guest for our show today, and let's see, Faye, if you want to take it away just a bit, I can just make sure that our guest is here and see if I need to let him in the room.
Okay. So today we're gonna actually be talking about astrology. And hey, Melvin.
Oh.
And that's
Mel?
gonna be unmute.
Let's see.
He needs to.
I can fix that.
Hello.
Hey, there we go. We can hear you. All right. Okay,
Hear
Faye.
you.
How are you, Melvin?
Hello.
Hello.
Well, we have Mel.
What's going on, man?
Cool. Enjoying
Nice.
my love. You know, food.
Ain't nothing wrong with that.
Yeah, man. Trying to eat.
I know. Well, Faye was basically telling us about this particular segment here.
Hello, Kai.
Was telling us about this segment, and so I let you in the room as she was explaining like what we're going to talk about. So go ahead, Faye.
So majority of this episode is going to be talks on astrology, and I did a chart and for all three of these lovely people that you see here, and just to let you know, I am not a professional astrologer. I've been interested in astrology since I was 8 years old. I saw a clip of a list of zodiac signs from some publication, and I just was really curious, and I thought it was really cool. So I've been interested in it ever since. And I use this really awesome app that is free, that is downloadable on both iPhone and Android, and it's called Time Passages. So if you have any like curiosity on astrology and to just educate yourself about it, it's a really amazing app. it's even good for me to just, delve more deeply into it. It's basic, but if you know just a little bit, like I know just enough. And there's still a lot of other aspects that I haven't, looked into, like really learning more deeply. It's just been in my life for a really long time. But this app is awesome. I really like it a lot. So like I said, it's free. And then the only time that it's not free is if you were actually to do a birth chart for people. So yeah, so we'll just get into it here. Monique, very interesting.
Really?
You are a triple Virgo.
What is that?
So
I need to take notes.
So
That sounds bad.
No, it's not. I've never met. I don't know if I've met or I've really been in contact with a triple Virgo though, because I have my moon in Virgo, which your moon is in Virgo too. So a triple, when people say you're a double this or a triple this, it means that it's your sun, right? Which is the sign. When people ask you what your sign is, it is your sun sign. People who know a little bit more astrology, they'll be interested in like, what's your moon and what's your ascendant, right? Because that comes next. And then after that, it's just like a plethora of things because you've got planets and houses and all that. And I pretty much stop at the planets because I've been interested over the past several years on the energy of the planets and then their connection to the signs, because actually the planets rule. The planets rule the signs. Like Sun rules Leo, and so that is the reason why Leo has its energy the way it does, because it's in the connection to the sun, and it goes that way for every single planet and sign as well. And then in the planets, it doubles up, right? So we'll go over that in just a minute. And then for you, Monique, so you've got your moon in Virgo as well. So you're Virgo, right? So that means that's your sun. So your moon is in Virgo as well, and your ascendant, and which is also what they call your rising, is also in Virgo. I was looking at some of your planets. Let's see. Wait, sorry, I'm just reaching for it here. Boop, boop, boop. And okay, your Mercury is in Leo. Yeah, so just with those three, would you say that you're very particular? You're very particular, yeah. Like super, super, super particular.
Yes.
She's face on it. And Melvin, you'd know because y'all been friends for a long time, right?
Right.
Yes, we have.
A lot longer than you, Monique and Frank.
Yeah, a long time.
Yeah, long time. That's
Yeah.
cool. So yeah, I mean, for me, my experience in being a Virgo with my moon in Virgo, and I believe my Mercury is my Mercury is in Scorpio. My moon is in Virgo, and I just look to be very analytical, or no, I feel that I'm very analytical, and I'm very detailed. I'm one of those people where I can get a bit OCD, which I think you can relate to that too, Monique.
Wait, come again? What you said?
So,
Come again?
OCD, like obsessive compulsive disorder.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
okay,
I mean,
okay.
it's like, but people talk like, look, there's a clinical version, and then there is just like a lighter version, which I think a lot of Virgos will tend to have that.
So my cereal boxes, I said my cereal boxes, they have to all be faced the same way, and they have to be ordered by height. And I have to see the nutritional side first. Right.
That is straight up Virgo.
That is me.
My son is a double Virgo, and so like, wow, man. I've already been dealing with his double Virgo stuff.
You got some on your hands.
What?
I see you got a handful right there.
I can. It depends on, yeah, his particularity can get really, really extreme. But I know how to deal with it, and I empathize with him because I get it from my moon. So it's like we understand each other. And let's see. So who? I don't know how much. Do you have any questions, Monique? I don't know how much deeper I want to get into it.
No, because I don't know what to ask. So, no.
Okay, I'm just gonna read a bit on Virgo here, on like the sorry, signs. Okay, because it's just easier for me. Okay, and none of his, so each sign and each planet has positive and negative aspects. That's just part of the duality. And I've always looked at, over the years, I've looked at an astrological chart is a guide to who you are, but you're not, it's not destined to it. You have the ability to transform your chart. It's basically to inform you what you're like, so you know what to work through and how to deal with things in your life as a person. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Okay, so Virgo, and this is me too. Virgo people tend to be very conscious of details. They may appear nervous or obsessed over health issues. They are likely to be neat and orderly, at least in some area of their life, although they may exhibit the opposite tendency in cases where they have not yet found their guiding principle of organization. So for me, I think it goes to extremes because like sometimes I over organize to the point where I defeat myself. Do you do that, Monique? Okay, so that would right there.
But it's called
out there, if you guys have any, I'm pretty sure you have some kind of, aspect of this. All right, Virgos love to work, service to others, and the gathering of the fruits of the material world. Yep, as is symbolized by the harvest. They are also likely to be a good conversationalist. Yep, with wide-ranging knowledge and interesting ideas. They can be analytical and perhaps overly fond of detail. Yep, with perfectionist tendencies. Oh my God, and they may miss out on the big picture by concentrating on the micro. I am still working through this. Okay, I am still working through this, and I really have to catch myself. So I have not mastered it yet. It also, and that is a good indicator right there, where it's like it shows you where we can defeat ourselves, and it shows up in your chart, so you're aware of how like that you need to work on these certain things, and you may have even known it for so long already, and then you just take it like a grain of salt. But like this can tell you, wow, I'm born with this. So it's like you can be either okay with it, and then it can defeat you in some areas of your life and not all, or you can work on it and then get free from it, and just like not be so identified with these characteristics, because it's just part of who we are when we're born with it. Virgo's mission in life is the purification of their activity in pursuit of their goals, manifesting their inherent love of excellence in all strivings. Now, this is a very positive, that paragraph right there, I'm just going to read it again. Virgo's mission in life is the purification of their activity in pursuit of their goals, manifesting their inherent love of excellence in all strivings. So that's where I love Virgo, because we're just like, we're going to work this out. We're going to work through this, and because it's all of like, we got standards and we just won't back down. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. So, and so the element of Virgo is earth. So I'll just stop right there. So the ruling planet of Virgo is Mercury.
Mercury, okay.
The ruling,
Mercury retrograde, huh?
Oh, that's
which happens 3 times a year. 3 times a year, everyone. So if you have technical difficulties, your cell phone doesn't work, you get into an accident, it's more prone to that time. Okay. So there's just so much. I don't know how much we can cover in an episode, but so that kind of just gives you an idea since you're a triple. Oh, so here, I'm sorry. Let me see the moon. So the sun is the self, right? One's being in the world. It represents various levels, and it's also like the ego, the higher self, and your soul purpose. Your moon is your personal self, your feelings, and your unconscious, and it's also like the mother energy. So it's the moon represents the true self by the sun. Blah, blah, blah. Okay, sorry. So there also represents a security, instinctual or habitual patterns you're relating and nurturing of others. So it represents that as well. And then your ascendant. Oh my goodness. So your ascendant, my experience with your ascendant is like it's how you are seen. It's how people see you. So it's you're already there basically, because it's you can't, there's no separation, like you are like in your forefront, the sun, moon, and ascendant that I call those, the forefront is those three aspects, those three characteristics. You are all three of those, Monique. So there is like no doubt that you are anything else when it comes to those three. But then you got your planets too, so we could probably pick up on that on another episode, because
I know, right?
we don't have too long. Who would like to go next, Melvin or?
We're gonna do our guest.
Okay, let's do Melvin. So Melvin, you have the same moon as my son. That's cool. My son has his moon in Aquarius as well, and I'm really hoping for that because I love Aquarius people. One of my best friends is Aquarius, and it's something with in my chart too that I've discovered along the way why I connect really well with Aquarius people. But you're a double Cancer, double Cancer and Sun, and your ascendant is in Cancer, which is your rising as well. And so, like I said, your sun is you, like that is like the how would I say, that is the one that stands in the front. But some people have argued that your ascendant actually stands more than your sun. But I think that they work hand in hand with each other, and they kind of mix, if that makes any sense. But in your case, you're already both. My sun is also connected with my ascendant. Like I'm a double, so I can relate being a double sun and ascendant in that way. Mm-hmm. And so I think that when that happens, it just affirms more of our position of being in our sun or an ascendant and vice versa. But I'll just talk the sun because a lot of people, that's what people go by when they ask you what your sign is. Your moon in Aquarius, wow, I'm going to read this one for you because, let's see, because this one, okay. All right, Melvin's moon in Aquarius. So the moon in Aquarius gives a socially minded and progressive personality. You are charming and gracious. You can also be somewhat unstable or erratic in your behavior. That's just natural in Aquarius. Not necessarily bad, because those things can benefit in other situations where the outcome is good. So none of this is good or bad, you guys. I want to stress that, they're just characteristics. That's it. Because in the end, everything works out, and every characteristics of ourselves always works out to where it serves a place in our life. Does that make sense? And then we learn, because we're here to grow. You are consistently kind to other people, but you may come across as somewhat cold and distant. That's just an Aquarius trait, but y'all are really cool. Because you have a mental rather than emotional nature. You desire to be an active force for good in the world. You're likely to achieve that lofty aim. You have great originality in your thoughts. You could benefit from spending more time with your emotions. So it's just because Aquarius people, they have a lot of knowledge and they're very intellectual and logical. So are you a very studied person? Do you like to acquire a lot of information? And you look at her.
I'm gonna let Monique answer that one. What you say,
Yeah.
Monique?
So he's the first person that I know that read books about this big in about 2 days. No, I don't even know. It might be a day.
That's amazing.
Just like that.
That's amazing.
Just because. Like, I read
Yeah.
books, but I don't ever get to the end. I get like in the middle, and I might put it down for a little bit, but not this one. And it's just amazing.
Yeah.
He'll read a book, and I'm like, wow. And then retain the information. You know how sometimes you read and, it's a book. But it's not like fictional books. It's actually factual, like historic, like really informative literature that I might fall asleep on. But not him.
Right.
So yeah.
Yeah, you guys are very learned folks. And you have this ability to expand your mental capacity for learning. One of my best friends is Aquarius, and I can talk to him about anything. Like, he knows something about something. It just amazes me so much, from one extreme to the other. And I just love that, because I love learning too. And so I think in terms of having a lot of intellectual energy, that's where it gets people will see you as like less feeling or emotional, but you do have a heart. Your heart comes into play with humanitarianism, and that shows up in different ways. It doesn't necessarily have to be like, I gotta save the world kind of thing, but there's a feeling that Aquarians have to be able to like share and inform and a vision for like a better situation in people, situation in general. So yes, that is our world. And it could just maybe stretch out to your family, to your town, that's all you can do, or, something local. But nevertheless, is that something?
Yeah, I would say that so far everything you're saying is pretty on point for me.
That's crazy.
Okay. And I only know that for with Aquarians myself. And that's one of the reasons why I love that sign, because it's got both, it has this expansion with intellectual things, but then they their way of showing emotion is through something else, not necessarily like sensuality or physical, from a physical place. Very much encompasses something else, which is different and it's cool. What else? And so Cancer, my brother's a Cancer. Cancerian energy is very familiar to me because I'm Scorpio and it's a water sign, but you guys are the cardinal sign in this element, meaning that for me, cardinal signs, they really assert out of the two other signs. So there's like 4 elements, and then each element has these 3 characteristics of cardinal, fixed, and mutable. And cardinal signs, I tend to love cardinal signs because they just, like I said, they assert. So Cancer rising. So I'm just going to read I'll read you. No, I know. You know what? I'm going to read your rising because have you read a lot? Have you read your Cancer sign in like different publications before? I'm pretty sure you have. Do you do so once in a while?
Actually, not really. I mean, I don't really know anything at all about astrology, other than, of course, everybody, what your sign is, but it's never been anything, which is one of the reasons that I was kind of, up to doing this, because I haven't really done any research on any of this at all. So pretty much all this is new to me.
Okay. Well, I'll just read you your sun sign then, because that is the usual thing. All right. So the sun represents. Oh, wait, I'm sorry. Sorry, I was in the wrong thing here. Okay, the sun represents your will and purpose, your sense of vitality, and your evolving higher self. In Cancer, it is cardinal water and rules the stomach and breasts. Cancerians are nurturing and protective of others. Your ruling planet is the moon and tend to be moody with constantly changing emotions. So these are that is, I think with Cancers and my experience with Cancers, a lot of times people who don't know them that well, or people who have gotten to know them will know that they can't take things personally because they're just moody, and it depends on their psychology. I've met Cancers that were really intense and they've had a temper, and then I've also, like my brother, he's a Cancer, very different. The man has so much chivalry. I just really adore him, and he is awesome. And he's more of a laid back Cancer, but his cardinal energy shows up like in his work and as a father. He's like on it. So you are also likely to be security conscious and highly value your home life. So that's the other aspect of Cancer. They're really into their family, their friends. They love their home. So anything that has to do with that energy, which like your home is like your family, you invite your friends, you have your community, right? So that is really big for Cancers. Let's see. You may appear passive and tend to rely on your feelings to make decisions. You are subtle rather than direct. Depends on what kind of Cancer you are, though. And are likely to reflect the moods of those around you. You may be involved with the past in some way because the sign of Cancer, the sign of nurturing, protecting, and sustaining, is strongly tied to the past and the principle of karma. So in my experience, Cancers don't let go of people that they connect with very easily. And that's why they're really close to their family too. Are you close to your family?
Extremely.
Yes. So that's a very huge Cancerian quality, and that you are so down for that and you will fight for that, and then your friendships will be long term, even if however it started, and if you find a connection with that person, it will sustain, because that's just where you are, and you are very nurturing, and people really value that who can receive nurturing energy, because for the ones that can't, you're obviously just gonna be like, okay, bye, you can't handle me. So because sometimes people don't want to be cared for. It's so weird, because they have self-worth issues or whatever. But we, no judgment. Like in some way, people out there, I've gone through that, so that's why I know. You tend to collect the residue of past experience and hold on to it, allowing it to color, present activities, and lead you to instinctual action. The other thing I want to say to that is that Cancers are very sentimental. So, and I think this is a quality that our planet needs. That's why there are Cancerian people on this earth. Otherwise, it creates a balance in humanity. Because otherwise, if we didn't have those emotions, then people would just be like not feeling,
So there are like one of the important things in the zodiac too, right?
What's that?
Cancer. They are like the most one of the important zodiacs.
They're all important.
Okay.
They're all important because they all express different characteristics in humans.
Yes.
It just depends on when you were born, like how you came in when you were born, like the lessons that you have to learn. That's what your chart represents, you know.
This really good because, like I said, like you said earlier, it helps you understand more of you than being, walking on this earth. So you'll know why certain things you like certain things and why you do certain things, your way. So this is like really amazing right now. I'm listening to it, like shit crazy.
And like I said, this app once again is called Time Passages. Downloadable for your iPhone and Android. It's available, everyone. It's free. Okay. You don't need to get the upgrade, which is $30. I mean, you don't necessarily need to do that, but if you just want to learn, it's free.
No, I'm so broke I can't pay attention.
What's that?
I said, girl, I'm so broke I can't pay attention.
Okay, I'm just going to finish this paragraph here. Rather than allowing yourself to be driven by your changing moods, you benefit from shedding the light of conscious reason on your habitual patterns and focusing on your true goals. Rather than allowing yourself to be driven by your changing moods, you benefit from shedding the light of conscious reason on your habitual patterns and focusing on your true goals. Yeah. So it's like the lesson in being a Cancer, and also, your meditation, what have you, is acting more like you can bring with Cancers. You can bring more logic into your action and not be so emotional, and not act on emotion all the time. So, like finding and that balance and finding that balance is like an inner work, because that's you get to know yourself. So you get mindful of your actions. So like if if this is like something that you really want to work through, because I don't know, Melvin's, like maybe you've already worked on that just on your own, as you've matured.
I can say that's definitely an issue for me. I tend to be kind of extreme when it comes to those things. Like I can be like you were saying before, I can be so logical that it comes across as being cold. Or I can be very emotional and all logic is out of the window. So it's trying to find a middle ground between those two things has been that I've struggled with my entire life. Right.
Okay. Yeah. And so yeah, it shows up just in your forefront for sure. And so whatever it is that you need to do, I mean, for me, I can see my actions on a daily basis, and sometimes I can't because life gets really busy. But, there's still a lot of things that I work through. And so I think that the only way that we know how to work through things is just becoming aware in the moment, and asking ourselves the question, what am I doing right now? Oh, wait, I'm, catching yourself, am I actually doing that? And then just feel it. Because feeling it is the closest thing that you can get. And this is where feeling is good, because sometimes intellectuality is beautiful, but there's nothing like being able to feel, because that's where we're more tuned into everything.
Yeah.
So and you've already got that gift just being double Cancer, So I think that just being able to indicate where you do that, and you probably and the fact that that already, I think that you could indicate it in any moment while you're just, you know, talking to a person or dealing with a situation one day, tomorrow, I don't know, tonight, whatever, you'll find it, and you'll be able to just catch yourself, you know, and see, what am I doing with that right now? You know, where can I, like, and just bringing it into balance. Cause, I think that being aware of these characteristics, you can find a balance somewhere just from what I'm telling you right now, like how you are with being with an Aquarius and then your double Cancer, you know? And like I said, this is not even like all the other planets because there's all these other characteristics, but yeah, the forefronts is really important.
Okay. Yeah. So what does all this let's get to the fun stuff. What does all this have to do or say about my love life or lack thereof as we speak right now?
Well, I'm not sure because see, this is where I'm not really too keen on that because I'm not really I'm not a professional astrologer and I'm not like a coach or a counselor. Mm-hmm. But I guess I could, if I asked you a bunch of questions so that I could get some answers or something. I mean, like, and then just kind of relate because I haven't been in a relationship in a while either. And like, I don't want to be in a relationship. Do you want to be in a relationship right now? Are you seeking that?
No, I wouldn't say that I'm necessarily. No, well, let me take it back. I'm definitely not seeking it. Uh-huh. You know, I haven't been in a relationship in almost a year. And like it wasn't anything bad or anything like that, you know, just, you know, it didn't work out. So like I said, I wouldn't say that it's anything that I'm seeking. But that relationship was also the first actual committed relationship that I'd been in like 8 years. So, you know, I don't have I enjoy being in a relationship. But I definitely wouldn't say it's something that it's not something that I have sought, being that I've only been in one in the last 9 years.
Wow.
Mm-hmm. And so, but you're questioning why it's not in your life. So you would rather...
No, I guess not so much questioning why is it in my life. I guess I'm more like,
what sign you're compatible
is there a
with?
particular type of person that, you know, based on my my signs, is there a particular type of person that is best suited for me, or, you know, what are the you know, not even necessarily that is I'm looking for, okay, should it this sign or that sign, but like, you know, the particular traits or whatever that would kind of work best for me.
I did a quick Google search. Does that help? Go me and Google.
Go ahead, Monique.
The Google says the most compatible signs with Cancer are generally considered to be Taurus, Virgo, Scorpio, and Pisces. The least compatible signs with Cancer are generally considered to be Aries and Libra. So I don't know why. Aries and Libra. So stay away from Aries and Libras now. I'm just joking. You know, I find that's sometimes not like, even though you can Google it, it's really not necessarily all true because it really depends on the person. You know, like I think for me, it says I'm like not compatible with Sagittarius, and in some Sagittarius I'm not, but some I find it like really cool people.
Right.
You know, and I guess it just, I don't know. I guess it just depends.
But I mean, there's also a difference between somebody being a cool person and somebody that you actually want to, you know, spend your time with, you know, relationship wise. There's a lot of people I can be friends with, but all I can do is be friends with you. You know what I'm saying?
That is true.
Right.
Well, I retract that. I'm gonna stay in my lane. Go ahead, Faye. I'm gonna just sip
I
on
just
some alcohol.
I just want to salute. I just want to say that, you know, when you Googled that, you know, that it just sounds like those signs that they selected for Cancer is basically signs that are of water and earth signs, you know, because generally they'll put like a fire and air together or a water and earth together. But like my interests, you know, in Aquarius and Sagittarius, really, I mean, that's an air sign and a fire sign, you know, but that has something to do with what's in my other planets. I believe it's my Uranus and I think Saturn maybe, or no, Jupiter. I don't even, yeah. So like I said, it gets deep. It gets deep because we're just dealing with the forefronts right now. But
Yeah.
for my chart, I know why I feel like I have a connection and I have an attraction to relate with those people. I have two people in my life actually right now who I relate up with on a regular basis that are both that sign, but they're just my friends, you know. But I love their minds and I love their energy and just, yeah. For Cancer, Aquarius, man, you know, like what we mentioned with those two extremes, I don't know if that's something that has affected your relationships. I imagine that it probably has, Melvin.
Mm-hmm.
And I can't really give you any specifics on, like I said, like what sign would work out for you because it all depends. It all depends on the person's chart in its entirety. And then, you know, you can get an astrologer to do a compatibility chart and not just your sun sign, like a complete, like the whole thing.
I can be a first date question. I'm gonna need to know your birth date, the time you were born, so I can go pull up your birth chart.
Right. Before anything else.
Yeah. As the first date, we need to get this down.
What's going on with your ass? I need to find out something.
For real.
Something ain't right.
I need to know.
Right. I mean, for me, like, I'm always interested, like, if I meet someone who I really jive with, I ask them immediately what their moon and their ascendant is. And usually they'll know or they don't know, you know. But a lot of people that I've been relating with in this time of my life are into some kind of astrology, so they know what their moon and their ascendant is. So I always ask that so that I know just like what rules them in the forefront. But back to you know, just a person that, I mean, with your Cancerian Aquarian energy, I mean, I think that you would be attracted to someone who's very learned as well, and who has, you know, who's open to learning, has intellectual qualities, and can understand your moodiness. So, and like I said, or I was about to say was, you know, it depends on the person's chart, but where they're at in their life, how much have they grown? You know, there's a psychological, huh?
So that's for everybody.
I know, right? So there's also, you know, there's the psychological aspect of people. How did you grow up? What were your parents like? What did you go through as a child? You know, I mean, like it for me, you know, just looking at my chart and then what I went through as a child, like I see where things were kind of latent for me because of my struggle as a child, you know? But looking at my chart, I'm like, I've always known this, or I've always tuned into this kind of energy, or I have felt this since I was a child, you know? And then some of it didn't really come until later, You know, I've been with a Pisces, I've been with a Taurus, I've been with a Cancer, I've been with a Leo, a Virgo. Virgos have been like in my life for real. I think I've been with like 3 Virgos. And I've been with a Scorpio. So that just covers just about all of it, except for Sagittarius and Aquarius, of course. And I haven't been with an Aries. I love Aries people, though. I love their energy. My older brother's an Aries, and yeah, his go-getter style. I love it. So.
Well, the last person I dated was a Virgo. The person I was in a relationship with was a Virgo. And we got along well. And like I said, the part of to going back to what you had said before, I, you know, like to think of myself as being learned. She was very inquisitive. So, you know, that was definitely one of the things that, you know, meshed well, you know, in our relationship. It's like she wanted to know things. She would ask me questions. She was amazing for my ego because it came across as if I knew everything because it didn't matter what the question was. She would ask me instead of Google. I mean, it's not like we don't all have Google capabilities, but she was happy to just call me and ask me, and I would try to provide whatever it was for her. So, you know, like I said, that was definitely something that was, you know, of course, among many things that worked in our relationship. That was one of the things that kind of helped us mesh.
Nice. And so how was that for you being with a Virgo last time? This was the one for me. Your last relationship, right?
Yes. Yeah. Oh, it was great. You know, like I said, we you know, there wasn't any issue or anything that caused the relationship to not last. You know, it just didn't. I mean, we're still, you know, friends to this day, and we still, you know, talk often and, you know, all of those things. So yeah, we definitely had a very, you know, we had a lot of fun. You know, we did a lot. We had a really positive. I don't have any negatives to take away from the relationship.
Gotcha.
The Virgo fire.
The Virgo fire, yes.
Virgos.
Yeah, it's a mutable sign. I don't know. We're like silent go-getters. But for you, Monique, because you're snapping your fingers over there.
I'm just trying to
Monique is not a silent go.
Huh?
No, she's not. And you want to know why?
She's not a silent go-getter. She's a go-getter, but she certainly is not silent.
I'm not silent.
Or, well, did I say silent? No, yes. She's not silent. Yeah.
No.
Maybe an easygoing one in your face, but like, no, otherwise not. Am I right about that?
Yeah, I would agree to that.
In your face, yeah, okay. Let's see. Her Mercury. Well, your Mars is in Cancer, so y'all really connected there.
On Mars?
Yeah, y'all been friends for a long time, right?
Yep. You said
Yeah.
Mars is in Cancer?
Your Mars is in Cancer.
I didn't even know that was a thing. Okay, I'm noting.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Your Mercury so your Mercury is in Leo, which Anyway, we can get into that. I just got I was just trying to look for some fire here, and you got some fire for sure.
Yeah.
And your Saturn is in Virgo. Oh shoot.
Wait, what's the Virgo?
You are on it. You are on that one. You are on that Virgo tip.
I'm on a show.
You are on the Virgo tip for sure. Saturn is like responsibility, self-discipline. Basically structure and meaning in our world. So yeah. But in detail, It is the planet of limitations and restrictions. Themes of responsibility, self-discipline, punctuality, conserving material resources, structure, meaning in our world. So
Well,
that's the entire
I'm
description here.
usually on time.
Nice. Let's see.
On time for work.
Frank, we gotta get to you. I know we gotta get to you too here in just a minute. But Melvin,
You're welcome to stay on the show, or if you can leave if you want to.
what's that?
No, you know, if y'all we're done with me, I'll go ahead and cut out. I'll continue to just watch along, and I certainly appreciate it. This was very informative.
Oh, so I just found something very interesting.
Uh-oh.
Your Mars is in Virgo, Melvin.
Oh, wow.
Okay.
The Virgo thing.
Well, these
Your Mars
Virgos,
is
man.
Virgo.
The Virgo gang up there, huh?
I'm spread all around. We got like 3 different signs.
And you so I've learned over time that Mercury, because it's so close to our planet, can tend to fall under the same sign as your sun and or your ascendant. And in your case, that is so. So that's where I go, oh, you are triple, like without the moon. And that's just my language, because in the way I have started looking at this, because like I said, Mercury's so close. It's really interesting because Mercury, it rules like our intellect, our thoughts, communication. And so whatever sign that falls in is the energy that it is. My sun, my ascendant, and my Mercury are all in Scorpio, so I relate. And then my son is the same. He is Virgo in all those aspects. So yeah, you got some major Cancer stuff going on, Melvin.
Okay.
Yeah, and it's cool. I'm gonna read to you real quick the I'm gonna read to you about Cancer. Okay. I'm just gonna kind of finish it off here. So Cancer, the element related to Cancer is water. The water element is the feminine or yin energy, like yin and yang. So of emotion. It corresponds to Jungian topology of feeling. I don't even know what Jungian is, but like I said, Cancers are they're very heavily in feeling, which is it's a good thing, and it also, like everything else, it has duality. It can turn up as something negative. So and that's just the way it is. Receptivity and sensitive to subtle currents of interconnection. It flows through everything and connects at a deeper and more unconscious level than that provided by logical thought. So with that, you guys are very intuitive as well. And I have seen the gift of Cancer really work through it in how being able to read people. Can you read people, Melvin?
Yeah, I think I can. I'm usually pretty good at getting a good read on people pretty early in my interaction with them.
Cool. And that has a lot to do with it. And let's see. Oh no, I just lost mine. Water. Okay, water people are tuned into a deeper, subtler reality than other types around them. Their emotions range the gamut from fear and dislike to an unconditional acceptance and love of the world and the creatures they find within it. They can be security-oriented and respond well to the solidity, direction, and form provided by others. At their best, they provide a powerful connection to the divine within themselves and each person with each person in their surrounding milieu. The mode of Cancer is cardinal, as I said. Cardinal signs are outgoing, creative rather than passive, representing self-starters who make their will power known. So this is a thing I also know about Cancer. So there is like this natural duality that happens with Cancers because they're a cardinal sign, but then they're like, they can tend to be retracted if they're like in that mood, if that makes any sense.
I got you. I'm with you.
Yeah. So the ruling planet for Cancer is the moon. The moon represents the personal self, feelings, and the unconscious. It is a reflection of the true self represented by the sun. The moon also stands for security and instinctual or habitual patterns, as well as the ability to relate to others and to be nurturing to others. I mentioned this earlier. The moon rules Cancer and is exalted in Taurus. And exalted means that the meaning of that to me is that, like, you know, that is its highest progression. And so that's another sign. So of course, this is where it can be complex because each planet, even though sun and moon aren't technically a planet, but because they have ruling energies, they are just called planets. Sometimes the planets have two different types of energies and not just one. Actually, many all the time. Let's see. Sorry, I keep losing myself here. It is often contrasted with the sun as the female receptive principle versus the masculine or positive principle. So I say that again. It is often contrasted with the sun as the female receptive principle versus the masculine or positive principle. The moon represents the feminine and nurturing part of oneself. In a male chart, the moon represents the feminine within or the anima, and also indicates the type of partner you will attract. The moon also represents an attunement from the past, which operates at an instinctive or habitual level in your present life. And here it says the sign Cancer is compatible with Scorpio, Pisces, Taurus, and Virgo. Because again, it is the elements.
Okay.
That's such a general thing. Because for me personally, I mean, if people want to go by that, that's fine. But I have seen, like my parents, for example, you would never think, but their signs. I mean, and I have two sets, so yeah, they're not the compatibility as far as the element isn't even like that thing where they indicate. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I got you.
Yeah. Do you have any other questions for me? I'm not a pro, so this is the best I could do.
No, I mean, this has been really, really cool and really informative. Like I said, I've never really taken the time to look into really any of this stuff. Mm-hmm. So, you know, this is all kind of new. And I mean, as we've established, I enjoy learning new things. So, you know, This is really to learn something new, and it was really cool.
Well, and with that being said, because we've initiated this, I think it would be cool. It would be a good opportunity for you to follow up with downloading that app and just checking it out, because it's free. And you can have your own, the same exact chart that I did for you. You can have that in your phone.
Okay.
Yeah.
And it's a lot of info. It's a pretty cool app.
Did you look at it, Monique?
Yeah, I did.
Yeah, it's a lot of info, but you're so into learning and reading. Like, I mean, you could it'll just all connect, Melvin.
Yeah. I'm definitely going to look into it. I'm definitely going to check it out and learn something new about myself.
Yes. Because it really is, it's helpful. I've even just been learning more about myself since I've gotten this app, and have affirmed some things that I have kind of been knowing for some time. Yeah, I discovered this app, I want to say, a couple of years ago.
Okay.
Yeah, from a spiritual magazine.
Cool.
Makes sense.
Right.
But Melvin, I'm gonna just say this: you say you learned something new. That's why the show called "What's New in Your World." You know, so you learned something new. Every
I
time we hit the show,
have
you know what I'm
something new in
saying?
my world now.
Yeah, something new. So that's
Yeah.
why the show name was new in your world. You never know. You wake up every day, you find something new. That's why you come on over here and you come on and express yourself.
For
You know?
sure. So, well,
Yeah.
like I said, I've definitely appreciated. You know, I know I didn't take up most of y'all show, but I've
Oh,
certainly.
no, you're a guest today. It's all good.
No, it was all on you, man. Like, you good, man. Shit, you
Yeah.
good. I ain't tripping on. We ain't tripping. It was your world. You did give it a gig,
Sure.
you know?
Thank you for sharing with us and being on the show
you.
today.
We appreciate
And,
it. That was
and
fun.
being a figure today.
Oh, it's not a problem at all.
Yeah.
I probably didn't have much of a choice had I not volunteered. I was gonna get a phone call. So
I know.
Like, thank you for volunteering. Yeah.
So thank you again, and y'all enjoy the remainder of the show, and I'll certainly continue to watch.
Thank you.
Cool. Nice meeting you, Melvin.
All right, man. Be safe out
Right.
there, man.
All right.
Peace and
Wow.
blessings.
Peace.
Cool.
All right. Bando.
What up? Turn up, you hear me? And it out there, bro.
Tom for the bando.
Don't stop playing. Cat City. Don't stop.
So I thought this was interesting, Bando.
What up? Bad news?
We already know you're a Capricorn. We already know you are a proud December Capricorn.
Yes, Lord.
Oh, you proud.
That's
You
Lord.
proud. You can't argue about that because it's all over your face all the time. Okay. And I think that your proudness comes with the fact that your ascendant and your rising is an Aries. Are you familiar with Aries people?
I don't know nothing about no Aries. I don't know nothing.
And then your moon is in Gemini, which I thought that was really interesting. Gemini people, I have a close family member that's a Gemini. Gemini people, I love Gemini people because they're always on the forefront and they love the chitter chatter, and it's like they just exude this energy of being able to communicate with people. So they draw a lot of people in. Because that is like the ruling energy of Gemini, you know? Your Aries rising though. Siobhan.
Hey.
Oh, I'm sorry. Was that supposed to be on the DL? Oh man. Let's see. I'm sorry. Hold on a second here, because I am trying to ascendant and Aries. So Aries rising people are energetic, forceful, and outgoing. And you know, it's like your forcefulness is just like this. You got a gift to like not be so, not to seem so forceful. Do you know that?
No, I don't know what you mean about that. You gotta break that down to me a little, you know, bring it to my little.
Aries people are energetic. Aries rising people are energetic, forceful, and outgoing. Okay, I'm just gonna keep reading in a second. With Aries on the first house cusp, you have a so-called natural chart, which I'm not hip to that one. To what that means, because like I said, the houses is not something that I've gotten into yet, but reading on here, things flow therefore more easily for you in your life and in your work, the product of your interaction with other people. Your ruling planet is Mars, and you are good at getting things done, although you make a better starter than finisher. Is that true? Have you been working on that?
Yeah.
Bando?
Yeah.
You've been working. Oh, yes, that's right. We did talk about that the other day.
Yeah, I agree.
We talked about that the other day, didn't we? Okay.
Yeah.
And everybody, we all have shortcomings. This is we're human. And this is why this is a guide, so we know we know how to deal with our shortcomings, right? Okay, as a builder, in the first rush of spring, because Aries is actually that is the first sign of the zodiac. In the order of the zodiac, it is the first one, and it basically it's spring. It ignites spring. So like Aries is is April, and April is when we have spring. So that's when everything just like blossoms and it's a go. It's like boom, everything is like is ignited. Your ruling planet is Mars, and you're going to as a builder in the first rush of spring, you are the headstrong, pioneering type who is likely to rush into things before reflecting. So I love the pioneering aspect of Aries, although for a lot of Aries people, this has probably been a lesson for them. As soon as they made their first mistake in rushing into things before thinking, because that cardinal fire in y'all is just like, really, it can be really intense. And this is your ascendant. This is your rising sign. So do you remember what I was saying earlier about the rising sign, the ascendant, Frank?
Yeah, because I thought that was just gonna be for him. I didn't know that was gonna be.
No, this is in general. This is in general.
Okay.
Yeah. So your rising sign works. It can work hand in hand with your sun sign. Okay. So it's like I'll repeat it again. It's your ascendant sometimes can be more of who you are than your sun, but vice versa. Like they work hand in hand because I don't quite know how to explain how they have their connection. But your ascendant is how people see you, and it's like your stance for the world. Where your sun is like, it's yourself, like who you.
Did she freeze?
The damn phone.
Wait, that's not you.
Oh.
I think.
Oh wow.
Faye froze.
Oh. She did. She pulled one of them with that on TikTok.
The Lanigan. I ain't know.
Hey baby, I come on and come pick you up to church, but I'm on waiting outside. This damn phone, damn it.
There we go. Woo!
You notice something though? Hey, when I notice every episode when she leave, she wind up being at the bottom of the screen when she come back. That's on every episode. Every episode. Every. Yeah.
Well, on my screen, you're on the bottom right now, Frank, and then Monique is on my left, and I'm on the right.
always in the same position for some reason. That's weird. It's different. That's crazy.
So let's see, how far are we into here? You have a great vitality and need to be physically active. I can totally see that. You have a strong will and may try to dominate other people until you learn to be more subtle at getting your way. You also have an acute need for love and affection. You benefit from self-discipline in order to channel your abundant energy more constructively. So that was like you were talking about your time management the other day.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah. I'm still always working on time management too, because like it's going by so fast these days.
It really do. So time management means everything to me, and especially and I can get real frustrated if I don't feel like I'm not moving, I'm not progressing, and I'm constantly saying I want to do something and I'm not making no move. I can get real aggravated because I'm being I'm not making moves. I'm talking about I want to do it, but I'm being, not saying I won't. I'm not saying I'm not making moves, trying to make the moves. It's just that I could be in certain circumstances of not making them. You know what I'm saying? Due to,
Right.
it could be a job, it could be, other things that in life that's kind of holding me back from getting to, what I want to do and what I want to accomplish.
And yeah, that's where with Aries energy, like that's a lot. Patience is a lot of their lesson.
Mm-hmm.
In
I agree.
being able to sit through that fiery energy that you guys have. Yeah, and it just trusting that everything is in alignment, because sometimes you think that it's not, because you're like, it's not happening right now and I need to just make it happen. Thing, you can't like make it happen all the time. You gotta trust.
Right.
So with your moon in Gemini, this gives you an active mentality with perhaps a tendency to be nervous and high strung. Do you get that way?
What you mean nervous and high strung?
Nervous and high strung, just like I guess because it can rule. So moon is like your insides, like your emotions, and like with Gemini, there's a lot of, Gemini is an air sign, so there could be a lot of like mental energy, which that could be how that's connected to your Aries rising is very interesting. I see, like with just these three, your moon, ascendant, and sun. I mean, like the first time I met you, I just felt like you were just straight up like a go-getter. And the way you would talk about things, like you always had ideas and you just want to put them into place. And also, yeah, your Capricorn energy is straight up there, just like always hustling. You got to make that money in some way, somehow, and you've got it pulling in from different places. Am I right about that?
You right about that. You definitely.
And you are not going to stop. And you are not going to stop. You are not going to stop.
Yep.
If it's working on your creativity and then compromising your monetary gain at first, that you're going to be working on that, because you're going to be like getting some monetary gain on that later. So, but in the interim, you're always going to be like, doing your hustle, your money hustle.
You hit that on the nose, though. Definitely, that's on the nose. That's definitely.
What's that?
I said you hit that on the nose right there with that hustling. Like that's me all the way, straight up.
Yeah, I definitely got that from you from when we first interacted. And I'm just gonna keep reading, okay?
Okay.
But you don't feel nervous or high strung.
Well, I mean,
just I don't know, like you always. I mean, because with your Aryan energy, you always have to do something, but you don't feel. I don't feel like you're nervous or high strung. Like maybe mentally, you're like you always got ideas. That's probably where it's channeling.
Yeah. I mean, I'm gonna say like my music and my art, like creativity, like meaning overthinking things, like it's not gonna, like, say my music is one of them, like trying to get it out there, but now I'm in a place right now, like I'm not really stressing on it no more, so I'm on a thing of just making it and just put it out there, and don't worry about it, don't worry about what people gonna say, and just learn, just take the bad for the good. And I'm not, that's another thing we talked about yesterday. Everything that's bad is not always, bad. It's always, it's a good thing to have a bad thing, because bad is the equivalent.
It's part of the yin and yang. It's part of the yin and yang,
Yeah.
Right? The yin and yang sign is like the best thing to display that, that there's just the light and the dark are needed in order to they function together, basically. So so there is likely to be a glibness of tongue and a love of chatter with disposition. You do love to talk. Do you love to talk?
Yes, I agree.
Yes, you love to talk. Geminis love to talk, I swear. Yeah, I love to talk too. But Geminis they are super. You must be aware of superficiality. So the one thing that I think that I've always gathered with Geminis in general as a sign that I like to be cautious on is their authenticity, because they have two faces. And I think that over time, when someone who is a Gemini learns more about themselves, that they're able to decipher, or they even be able to catch, if they're being authentic or not. This is like really basic. This is the energy that I've always gotten from Geminis, even though I get along with them really well, because Gemini and Virgo are actually ruled by Mercury. And so that's connected to my Mercury and my moon. So I understand Geminis really well. But that's always the one thing that I'm always kind of like not skeptical, but I always look out for is like how real they are when they're talking to me. And then how, if they're, if they're the same person when I see them again, or time and time again, and how they feel to me, how authentic they feel to me. Because they have two sides. So since the moon represents childhood experiences, possibly there were two sides to your early life. You are shrewd and versatile, but you can be overly critical at times. You can also be hard on yourself. You like to express. Yeah.
I agree.
You like to express your opinion and tend to react to situations with thinking rather than with direct action. And that relates very well with your sun in Capricorn. Because Capricorn people, they can be thinkers. They can be thinkers. The moon in the third house represents an emotional sensitivity in response to thinking and intellect. So that would mean that you have more feeling in your logic. So I would say that this aspect, there's a good balance between your logic and your feeling, just in that statement. Does that make sense?
Okay. Yeah.
Your moods are your mind is ever alert for new information. Yep, I see that about you for sure. Your moods are linked with your mental process. You may feel anxiety caused by your habit of constantly questioning the ideas and concepts of the world around you. Each answer you find can be the source of another question for your mind to ponder. Your thinking processes may lack continuity. You are likely to be easily distracted from being able to focus or concentrate. Constant mental activity can lead to a restless nervous system. You dislike routine. Short journeys and personal studies are beneficial to you, which you have been doing a bit of that already in your life. Yeah, just some inner work. You need a variety of stimulation in your mental environment in order to feel comfortable and satisfied. Yes?
Stimulation, like what you mean? Like the stimulus check?
No, don't count on it. There hasn't been a decision yet. Don't hold your breath.
You need a variety of stimulation in your mental environment in order to feel comfortable and satisfied. But you got that's you and your entertainment, though. I'm sure you're always hip on that, because you send us all kinds of stuff on our Instagram chat, and you're like, look at this, things I wouldn't find.
Yeah, yes, Lord. Yes, Lord. Yeah. Hey. So did you find? So what's the I thought I had I could have sworn one of them. I thought I had like a Scorpio in me. You ain't get that one. I want to know about that Scorpio. How I got the Scorpio? How that got snuck up in there?
So your Mars is in Scorpio. Did I say that earlier?
Nah, you didn't say that. I'm trying to figure that out.
Okay, so you must have known or something that you had some kind of Scorpio in your chart.
So yeah, someone told that's the 7. That's the 7 one, right? That's in the 7.
Yes. Do you want me to read it?
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay. Mars in the 7th house gives a sensitive and emotionally impressionable nature with an inclination to get very involved with other people. You are likely to have a great charm and poise and an outgoing attraction to love and romance. You can be a persuasive talker and enjoy getting your own way, although you also are truly committed to making sure all parties in a dispute receive just and fair treatment and will go out of your way to make sure that they get it. I can see that.
Hey, that's 100.
I can see that for sure.
That's 100.
I ain't even known you that long, but I can see
You know
that.
Yep.
That's 100. Yep.
You are potentially a harsh and ardent lover, and you may marry early, which...
I mean, marry early.
You may marry early, yeah.
Okay.
I'll leave that to you to comment, okay? You are like...
She said, I may marry early. Not what you want to say, yeah?
Again.
He said, wait, I may marry early. How you go, Frank?
So, hey, okay. Well, I fulfill them dying wishes, Jerry.
What you been doing on that truck over there, boy? What you been doing?
Yeah. Been cooking, you know? See his wrist flicking the wrist, yeah. Flicking.
So, but yeah, like I said, I'll leave you to comment on that. You are likely to seek an active partner who will match your own fiery independence that is part of your basic nature. You may not always show. Did you get all that?
Yeah, I got that.
Did you get that?
I agree with that. I totally agree with that.
Okay. Yes, okay. You might need to work through quarreling with others as a way of standing up to being overly influenced by them and benefit from exploring a greater degree of self-reliance. Ooh, I got to read that one again. Did you get all that?
Come on, rewind. Rewind that.
Rewind? Okay. You might need to work through quarreling with others as a way of standing up to being overly influenced by them. Right. So you gotta keep your stance.
No, I do.
You're in a quarrel with people. And benefit from exploring a greater degree of self-reliance.
You be fighting with people? Frank?
I don't fight nobody. I don't fight.
You be
I
fighting
told my mom. No. I'm a lover.
That's not what that chart say.
I don't know. No, I look at it a whole different way. I mean, I'm talking about it might be something standing up for my what I see in the future. I'm gonna keep fighting for that. You know what I'm saying? For as financial and
No, they didn't say that. They said quarreling. You can't quarrel with your finances. I mean, you can, but when no one's a quarrel, dealing with the
numbers don't lie.
Numbers don't lie. Yeah, numbers don't lie.
Numbers don't lie.
All right.
I'm gonna finish the section, okay? Okay. You also may be attracted to the idea of partnerships generally as a way of life. You profit from cultivating moderation and objectivity in your dealings with others. I have seen that. Or I can see that. Mars in Scorpio gives a passionate and intense personality, proud, strong-willed, and stubborn. Your sexual nature is very important to you. You feel the instinctive level of your being powerfully, and you are quite sure of yourself. You have a noticeable presence and a strong influence on those around you and like to get your own way. You also enjoy giving the gift of your affection, and partnership sharing is an important mode of activity for you. Your urge for personal security is strong. If Mars is afflicted by planetary aspect, you are likely to be quarrelsome and self-indulgent. So that's just talking about by planetary. I think that has something to do with someone else's chart or someone else's position. I believe that's what it means, but don't quote me on that. When you began to engage with the higher levels of your consciousness, you have the capacity to be a great healer. That's the Scorpio thing going on. If any case, you benefit when you cultivate self-discipline and strive for objective over selfish motivations. What do you think? He is pondering very hard.
I'm messing with you.
Yeah, you're cutting again.
I'm messing with you. Yeah, hey, I agree.
Yeah.
I agree.
It seems that you've been so interested in this particular aspect in your chart.
Yeah, because
did someone share this with you back somewhere along the way, and then it just stayed with you?
It was the 7, because I remember some of them, and like it was the 7, because I mean, like I say, I know that the reason why the 7 stuck with me because I am my number. I am when I add my month and my birthday and my year all together. Yeah, so it comes as a 7. It equal up, break it down to a 7. So that's why that stuck with me like that. I wanted to know more about that Scorpio.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
So I kind of want to know what Melvin wanted to know. Like, what are our compatibilities with other signs? Because like I know what Google says, but it's like maybe we could do that for another show. But it's like
really cool. Man, it's it's it would be a challenge. It would be a good challenge.
Yeah, it's like because when I go on first dates, I'm gonna start asking for birth date. Actually, I'm gonna screen them on the first phone call. I'm gonna need your birth date and the time you were born, AM, PM, the city and the state, and I'm gonna just go check your chart first. And I'm gonna put you on a waiting list. No, I don't have a waiting list. I'm gonna put you in the lobby. I need to look with you.
If you actually wanted to make that realistic, you've got the app now.
I know, right? Look.
And it's 99 cents. It's 99 cents a chart plus tax. So, really.
Like,
and the only.
It's quarantine time.
How many
check,
glasses
please.
have you had?
Check, please.
Oh my goodness.
I think this is an important question that you should ask in the get to know phase. Everybody forget the most important questions. You don't ask about credit until the fact that you need credit. So you should ask these questions first. This is one of those questions. Ask the compatibility.
Right. Yeah. Well, and then there is also the reality of when you feel connected with someone. I mean, you usually know right away if you want them to be your partner, but if you do have challenges, that regardless of your chart, what are you willing to work through?
But that depends on your state of mind. Because
true, that too,
if you're just tired and you're just ready for a relationship, you might settle for anything.
Right.
Been there, done that. So
right.
I'm just saying that don't work all the time.
Right. Yeah, I mean, but it depends though. I mean, like I said, intuitively, and I think with experience, well more quickly if that person is someone that you are willing to work things through, right? I mean, it took a few times, right? For you to
now, okay, you're right. Now I think I'm more mature.
After a few times, you know what you don't want.
Exactly. Now I'm way more mature to know what I want and what I don't want.
I definitely agree with that.
I mean, there's no particular map because even when you know what you want, it still may not be what's good for you. So
right. And we're just, you guys, today we just touched on the tip of the iceberg. It's so deep.
What you mean the tip? Really?
Yeah, more? Man. It is a tip of the iceberg. I mean, we're talking like, we still, there's planets, which, that's only where I've come up to in my study. But like, there's like houses and stuff. I mean, I know my other friends are even more hip to the houses than me. And positions and all of that.
Well, listen. You think you get one of your friends to come on next week or something like that with the houses?
with the houses. I think we're going to talk about something else. I think we're going to put astrology to sleep and then give a chance for some other things, for some other topics to come up for us to talk about.
Use the app, and when you go on your date, you make sure that you get her birthday,
right?
the time she was born, and as y'all wait for y'all food to come to the table, you know, you read herself, and then you determine if this is a good fit for you, and if not, then you know, don't order. Just order an appetizer first. Don't order the big meal. Just say I want an appetizer first. Get us some lemon water. You get some lemon water. Y'all share appetizer, and then after you get all the info, then you can determine if you need a check, please.
Oh, you end up taking a McDonald's. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba.
See, you lost already. You can't take it to McDonald's.
Right?
Now, why not get a kids meal and a Wi-Fi? You know, you can look it up. If you ain't got no hotspot, you ain't got no phone, so go to Wi-Fi. You know.
We're gonna have to teach you so much.
Bando.
You're gonna have to teach you so much.
Hey, you know what I'm saying? Look, hey, like I say, bring on a walk, bring on a
See, this is why on first dates I take my own vehicle.
Got those lashes, girl.
Well, let me tell you. Hey. Well, nowadays you don't have to take your vehicle to date. I mean, you got the Uber, you got the Uber,
bring you anywhere. You got the Uber. Hey,
the Uber.
We got the quarantine dates. Have any of y'all had quarantine dates? You know, like you do on FaceTime. You got a FaceTime with quarantine dates. Y'all have no quarantine dates? I didn't have none. I just thought it was an interesting concept. I haven't dated in a while. You know, I think that's an interesting concept. You have, I mean, what you gonna do? You have quarantine dates. Hi. You know, you can use the men and the women can use the filters.
I got it out of my system, and I'm looking right.
You can use the filters and stuff. You know, on social media and stuff. You know, hi. How you doing? I think this is one of our longest shows. I literally have drank 2 glasses. I usually only do 1.
I was asking you earlier. I was like, I think that's your second.
This is my second glass. Yeah.
And my face hurts from smiling right now.
I know we're hilarious, aren't we? I think this is a really cool show. If this is a tip of the iceberg, I guess you're right. We can lay astrology aside for a little while. But I think this is pretty cool. I mean, I would have never figured out I'm a triple Virgo. I have it on the app, and it did show me Virgo. I didn't know it was called triple Virgo. But
that's just my. Well, yeah, they'll other people who know about astrology, they'll say that too. So, but that's just the language that I've been using, that I learned, that I took on from other people, and then I kind of, make up my own that makes sense to me. But it's still based on a lot of what it is.
The same. I mean, I think it's amazing in astrology for everybody that, the study of people was performed to the point that, the first time I read my sign and I learned about astrology, and I went on Google and I was like, okay, what are Virgo traits? And I'm literally reading, and I'm like, that's me. Like, that's me. That's exactly what I do. That's exactly what I do. And it's just interesting because I don't know who wrote this, but they're describing me. And it's really interesting, totally coincidental that they are other like-minded individuals. Like, when I listen to, I think of Virgos, and the Virgos that I do know, we all work hard. Beyonce is the biggest Virgo, and I can relate to her work ethic because I'm the same way. Like, there's a video I was watching of her, and she was studying these dance moves right before she had to perform, and she studied the entire night till she felt comfortable with it. And I had to laugh at that because when I used to model, I would walk, practice my runway walk. And I would practice and practice and practice to the point my children are like, how many times are you going to do this walk? But I would practice it until I literally I felt like totally comfortable with it. You know what I'm saying? It was like almost second nature, like almost like studying, for a test. But I did it until I felt comfortable. By the time I got on the runway, it's like, whatever. I done did this so many times. But I mean, it's just looking at that in the characteristics in somebody else. and kind of seeing the similarities, and even with other Virgos that I know, other celebrities that are Virgos, it's like we all have something that's really, really similar, and we all work a lot. We work a lot. Like I have my hands in so much stuff. I mean, like even like Melvin's as my best friend, he's like, "Why do you do so much?" And I had to look. I'm like, I don't know. But I would take on like project after project after project after project to the point is like I may get overwhelmed, but I know how to manage it and I'll get through it. It's just crazy.
That's cool.
It's normal.
Yeah, and you're. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, I said it's normal for me when I don't have any projects or I'm not working on something. Like I have my online stores. We have the podcast, and I have several other little independent projects that I work on. When I'm finished with all of those and I have nothing to do, it's very awkward for me. I'm like, I have to have something to do. Now, maybe because, I don't have a mate, perhaps maybe that'll change because that'll take up some of my time. But right now, it's like I'm free, to do so many different things. And it's not like I do it because I don't have anything else better to do. I actually have a passion for the things that I'm involved in.
Right.
So.
Right. Yeah. And it's been really interesting to find that your Saturn's in Scorpio because, you want me to just read it to you real quick?
Sure.
Yeah. Or I think we're at 2 hours though. It's up to you.
You can go ahead.
Hey. Okay. Saturn in the first house gives a deepening and concentration or a blockage in the area of self-confidence and self-expression. Here again, the duality. With this placement, you're likely to be reserved. You also have good reasoning power. Yup. You desire to better yourself and are eager for success in the world of tangible results. Yup. The purposeful expression of your will may, however, be inhibited by subconscious fears preventing action. But I think that you worked through that already or have worked through a lot of that. This is a cross to bear, but you can definitely overcome this tendency with persistent effort over time, right?
Yep.
You may appear shy and stiff or self-efficacy. I can't even say that word. Self-effacing, sorry. Or you may overcompensate through defensive or argumentative behavior. You may at times strongly assert yourself, seizing control of situations. You may also suffer from headaches. You possess a powerful desire for freedom of expression that does not easily find its realization. Although you're a go-getter, though. You hustle through that. Your lesson is striving to overcome any fears you may have in expressing yourself. Yep, you've shared that. And thus come to a better understanding of who you are and what you can achieve. Saturn in Virgo gives an orderly and analytical mind and a deepening and concentrating or blockage with regard to your ability to discriminate and think critically. You are serious-minded and make an excellent worker, perhaps in a subordinate capacity. But with some of the Leo in your chart and being an August Virgo, that's kind of overtaken by being able to take some leadership. You do not shrink. Am I right about that?
Yeah.
Okay. You are serious-minded and make an excellent worker, perhaps. Oh, sorry. You do not shrink from hard work and are capable of putting. Sorry, you guys, that phone's definitely ringing. You do not shrink from hard work and are capable of putting extra effort into completing a task you have set for yourself. You are good at handling details, but you may have tendency to worry over inconsequentials or display an irritable disposition. But you work through that too. Yep. You need to lighten up. I think you've learned how to do that over time. You got that one right now. You may experience difficulties in life due to being overly critical, and there is also danger of nervous disorder with this position of Saturn. I would say that we learned those things earlier in our life, and you've probably been able to identify some of that stuff that you've been able to, again, work through it. I think, like both of us, we're the same age, and we've been able to learn about ourselves so much more. that some of this stuff would be like, you know, in the past already, or that we, you know, we can still indicate some of the patterns, but we work through it, and that we can just like get past it. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Let's see. You may experience. Okay. You may tend to be overly concerned about details of your outer life as a way of compensating for a lack of organization inwardly, and an inner anxiety over physical or mental disintegration. Your lesson is to strive to bring your inner and outer life into harmony by conscious effort in your search for the self and its movement toward wholeness and integration. So this last part here, maybe you could tell me a little bit more about like, well, does that make any sense to you? Does that make, it does? Mm-hmm. Okay. I don't know you well enough.
Right.
That's deep.
Yeah.
I would have to like have known you for a number of years. But some of this other stuff, I can definitely be like, yep. I can see you work through that just from your energy and how you present yourself, mm-hmm. you know, and just a bit of like the bit that we've shared with each other too.
Right.
Yeah.
No, so, that's pretty cool. It's like I said, when I did the app and I put all of my info in, I really wasn't expecting all that, especially the chart. I have no clue what I'm looking at. Like, it's just mm-hmm. a big chart and I have lines all over the place. Like, I'll look into that because that's kind of crazy. Like, I don't know how to read it. I've seen charts like that before, and I guess that is mm-hmm. what the birth chart is. But then there's so much info, you know, that you can really read and to kind of understand it. And when I read a little bit of it, I'm like, yeah, that's definitely me. So like I said, it's just really amazing how the info is there, and I guess the study of people. I was like, I guess I would have to research on astrology, how it was founded. You know what I'm saying? Like, what
it comes from the stars.
Really? It's crazy.
The stars.
Like, yeah. So basically,
the moon, the moon and the stars. You know that song they made? The sun, the mountains, and the rivers.
No matter like what we believe in and like what our upbringing was. Yeah. There is no short of the fact that we are just an atom in the universe. Mm-hmm. So there is, I mean, the oneness that people talk about, spiritual people talk about, you know, it exists because
hey, Grandma.
You know, how do we live? We live on this planet.
Well, I was just about to say that there's a spiritual realm. So, and I mean, of course, that's going into something totally different. But right. I've known, you know,
it's indicated. I'm sorry, it's indicated as spiritual because of like how we've been brought up generationally, and then like also how religion gets handed down to us, mm-hmm. which religion really comes from. That also comes from the past, and it's just really some of the figures that had this awakening energy shared. And then they wanted to indoctrinate it and then manipulate it into something else where it's gotten kind of it's become a lie. You know what I'm saying? But not all of it, because like Jesus, for example, none of that stuff that he had taught to his disciples, none of it was a lie. It was just how people wanted to take it on. And you know, you have like really amazing preachers and pastors, and then you have some really destructive ones too, right?
Right.
You have some even perverted ones, right. You know? So, but that's just the duality in life. I don't want to get into all that.
I know.
I just want to say that it's not separate from, because we are just an atom in the universe, and we literally take the oxygen from the planet to be able to live. If we went on some other planet, like how would we live? So there is a place for all of us, for our human makeup, you know. And so there is no reason why like the planets and the stars wouldn't have any effect on us energetically. because just even from a science, that's scientific. But even science, in my opinion, wants to separate from astrology, but it's actually very much connected. And that's where, you know, I think for me, the word metaphysical comes in, you know? I want to say real quick, and just in case for people who are interested in the Time Passages app that is once again downloadable on your iPhone or Android, that when you looked up your chart, Monique, and you just saw the bunch of, you know, like a huge circle, when you go to your chart, on the bottom there's 3 little segments that says chart, planets, and aspects. You see that?
No.
So okay, so go to your name, go to Monique, right?
Okay.
And then you'll go to my chart on the very top.
Okay.
And then on the bottom of that, so you just see that big circle, right? On the bottom of that, it says chart, planets, and aspects, and it takes you to the chart first.
Right.
And then there's planets and aspects.
Oh wow.
Right?
Oh, that's a lot.
So these,
So I see
right,
Sun,
so
Moon, Mercury,
I'm
Venus.
telling you, it's deep. So, and then you have the aspects, right? So we talked mostly about the forefront, what I call the forefront.
So what are the aspects? Because we did.
So the aspects, and so I see this is where I like don't even use the astrological terms properly. Sorry, everyone, but that's just I'm not sure. The aspects, these are the things that I haven't gotten into, but I do know that the conjunct. So I want to say this is like the mathematical part of it, and it basically creates a certain type of energy in if it's a conjunct, a square, or a triangle, right? Because it really does create a certain energy, whatever the shape is. And if it's I don't even know the sextile. See, this is deep stuff. Like I've only gone up to the planet.
I have 7 weaker aspects. I have lots of medium and strong aspects, but what are those? I'm gonna have to read this. I didn't even pay. You know, I looked at the chart. I didn't even pay attention to the parts at the bottom.
Yeah.
So basically, this is just kind of breaking down the chart.
It's breaking down the chart, right?
Okay.
And so on that, I'm sorry, Frank, real quick. I just want to, because I hope you're listening too, Frank. Because
I'm looking my phone.
Okay, cool. So when you go back to your name on the bottom, right? So when you go back to your name, you see Monique, and then you see it goes current, Monique, charts, learn, settings. Go to learn. Go to learn.
Okay.
And that will tell you. This is so informative. I love this part because this just gives you the general terms.
Oh, cool.
And you got the, the apparent motion. So apparent motion is like the Mercury retrograde, right? But if you just go to the planetary bodies and signs, if you just started there, even if you just started with the signs, boom, just to get yourself more deeply acquainted with each sign, right? And then so after you digest that, then I mean, for me anyway, my next step up was the planetary bodies. So what the energies are of the sun, moon, Mercury, Mars, Venus, Jupiter, Saturn. So I just, whenever I do, if I ever see a person's chart, because I was curious about it, I look at their planets and I'm like, oh, okay, so this is where that is. And this is because I've gotten to kind of know what the energies are of all the planets. And then I've known for a while, like what the energies are of each sign. So like how they work hand in hand with each other. But that's just one level. There's like all the other stuff. But it has opened a greater door for me to be able to go, okay, that's why you are the way you are,
Wow, yeah.
Yeah. So that is
oh, you can even add charts and friends.
I love this app.
Yeah, you can add charts of your friends too, and I guess it compares.
And you can compare. So if
Ah,
you so the free one is $29.99. You can just upgrade it anytime. That gives you an unlimited ability to create charts and also compatibility charts. Otherwise, they're 99 cents each for a birth chart and a compatibility chart.
mm,
Freeze
wow.
ray.
There you go, Frank. The compatibility chart.
Oh, no, you said 99 cents for it?
Yeah,
Yes.
did she say, yep, there you go. All you need to do
Well,
is
look.
find our info and plug it in that chart.
Well, listen. When what's his name? Donald Trump send that stimulus, I'm gonna send it over there. I'm gonna go ahead and get it.
You still on
You
McDonald's, huh?
you don't think it's gonna go through, Monique, the stimulus?
Man. So,
But I think they're playing games, and seriously, they're gonna go on vacation because they're just gonna make it happen in September.
Yeah, when the
They're
president,
days away.
I think
I
it's
think
going to be
they've
closer
already.
to the election to maybe to be another deterrent. People are at this point, they're hurting. So by the time they get it,
say,
I mean, who would be really focused
hey,
on trying
you know
to
what? You know
trying
what?
to
You know
vote?
what? Y'all too smart. You know what I'm saying? See, I just got an idea. You know what? Cut that
What
out.
was your download? What was your download, Frank? Share it. I call it a
Thanksgiving.
download.
Thanksgiving. Thanksgiving. That's why they're gonna send a stimulus check so
Thanksgiving
everybody
is
can
when
go
you.
get all. They're gonna get all the turkeys. Everybody get together and all that ham and all
They
that.
ain't worrying
They
about you
trying to.
eating.
They're
They ain't
gonna
worrying about you
stimulate
eating.
the. They're
Like
gonna
people
stimulate
starving
the.
right now. No, what they're going to do
Hold on.
is no.
They're
The
gonna
election is
stimulate
before
the
then. You're gonna get your
economy on
stimulus
that
check before
holiday.
November. Watch. It's gonna come
Watch.
before November.
We're
Watch.
gonna get the money. We're gonna get the money
Hey,
in
that
November.
depends because they saying they trying to only give it to 40,000 whoever make 40,000 and under. So you know.
God damn. That's not right.
I mean, at this
That's not
point, to be
right.
honest, I stopped looking because it aggravates me at the fact that they can't make a decision when the world, like I can't say the world, but there's so many people. This is not just impacting one state. You know what I'm saying? This is
Right.
everybody that is impacted, and
Mm-hmm.
they can't make a decision. And it's like it's almost like I'm sitting in a kindergarten classroom, and I'm
Yep.
watching them fight over a toy.
And you know what? You know what too? Like you said, like you sit in a kindergarten classroom. Not only that, but people around the world is the reason why these people in office right now. And they handling the people that put them there. This kind of way. That
Yeah,
lets you know that we got some work to do, not just with the president, but the whole board. The whole board. The
everybody.
whole
So
board.
yeah.
Everybody get accountable. You know what I mean? Had to cut the bit out.
I mean, all I can say is just kind of disappointed because
Oh,
like
my
the
grandma,
U.S.
grandma, grandma,
we
grandma,
were known
grandma,
for
grandma,
kind of.
don't mind me. I ain't cursed, grandma. I ain't cursed. That wasn't me. You said Mercury retrograde. You hear me? Grandma, my grandma in here. My grandma up here. I was done. I can't act like this no more, man. I listen. I got my grandma in here.
But it's like I forgot what I wanted to say. I mean, it's just like I said. It's just when you look at the U.S., you kind of looked at stuff. We got our stuff together. We doing what we need to do. We're a thriving, country. And then you look at everybody else, and they're kind of like I'm not gonna say more organized, but they're doing what they need to do to help their people. And it's like, why can't we do that? And it's like at the end of the
Yeah.
day, it all boils down to money. And it's like, okay, who's being greedy? Like who's not getting something, or who doesn't want
Mm-hmm.
something? And it's like, I mean, everybody, majority, have other countries have been impacted, and they are finding ways to help their people why are we struggling so
Right.
much? Why are we struggling to help our people when we are like the U.S. and people looking up to us? And it's like now it's like we looking up to other people. Like, okay, they doing it, they did it. Like, what's up with us? So it's just it's frustrating. It's frustrating the direction the leadership has gone into, and I can't just say just the president because it's not. I mean, Democrats and Republicans are fighting just like kids.
Yeah, the president is just, see, the president is always the one who gets to take all the shit.
Exactly.
They'll connect it to other politicians, but then they'll always be like, but yeah, that person is connected to him.
Yep.
Right? So they always take all the shit, but actually he doesn't have all the say.
Yeah.
You know?
He doesn't.
He just doesn't.
He doesn't.
He
So
does not.
yeah, the decision making right now is where it's sitting at. You know,
It's both parties.
yeah, it's crazy. And I just, you learn, like my son and I, we were talking about it, and he's like, man, he's like, you know, he's like, the Democrats or something. I said, you ran up on it, huh? I said, you really have to understand the party, because it's like, for me, it's like, oh, okay, yeah, my mom's a Democrat. Everybody else I know is a Democrat. I guess I'm a Democrat too. Not really looking into the party and looking at the history of it. And I encourage everybody to look at the history of it before you say what you are. And it's like, after reading the things that I've discovered, it's like, shoot, I'd just rather be independent and just be there, you know. But it's like,
that's why I am. Yep.
yeah, you
I
know,
am.
and it's like,
Yep.
I mean, it's wild. It's a wild factor. We were talking about it the other day, and I was like, it's pretty cool that you're looking that up. You know what I'm saying? Because
yeah, it's good.
yeah, for me at his age, I was like, all right, mom, what okay, Democrat, all right, yeah, that was it. It's like we the blue, and it's like, yeah, it's a lot. Once you get into, like, if you don't know much about politics, you'll be like, oh, okay, yeah. But politics is like, if you watch soap operas during the day, that's what politics is. But it's just real life. But it's like a huge soap opera, and it's always somebody it has to deal with somebody and getting their way, and it's just ridiculous. It's crazy.
Well, I remember when I was in the 5th grade and we were, you know, studying the presidents and who was what, you know, and what number president they were. My favorite president was Abraham Lincoln, because I just really thought that, you know, it was really cool that he freed the slaves, you know?
Yeah.
I was like 11 years old. I was like, oh, what party is he? Oh, he's a Republican. I was like, okay. And then later on, I found out what, you know, other family members were, like what party they were rooting for. And just for years, I was just like, I was really apathetic, because I was like, I don't want to get into this fight, whatever. You know, I just, you know, was just busy being an artist. And so now with all this stuff, I mean, I can't be apathetic anymore. And I just see myself having independent views, you know, because there are things that the Republicans aren't doing that are just like, what? And then there's things that are Democrat that I'm like, what are y'all doing? You know?
Right.
It's just one or the other. They're just not, one is not right and the other one is wrong. Both of them are right and both of them are wrong.
Yep.
We want a divorce. We're gonna go settlement. The whole country gonna go settlement for some quiet time. We need to get this together.
Did
you know
you
what I'm
drink
saying?
some of this? You sure?
We need to go
you didn't drink
settlement.
that?
The whole country
Okay.
need to go settlement without nobody, no parties. Just go settlement. You know?
They're gonna be celibate.
Yeah. Yes, Lord.
I hear you.
You know that don't last too long. Just saying. It don't last too long. You can try. But guys, yeah, this is our longest show, episode 6. It was really fun.
I think so, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I told you, I knew it was going to be long, but it's okay. It was actually fun learning.
Yeah.
I mean, man, like, I am really a straight up Virgo. Like, that's crazy. I am really.
It's cool.
Yeah, I was expecting to be.
You're the Virgoist that I've ever known.
Yes. I don't know if that's a good or a bad thing. You know what I'm saying? I don't know yet.
I know.
But,
It's neither. It's neither.
Oh man,
it's neither. You know, like
it's pretty
yeah, no,
cool.
it really shows up It really shows up in your hustle, Monique.
Yeah.
I've known it even before and then just looking at your chart, I'm like, oh, that, of course.
That's her too. And people tell
I've
me
seen it
I
already.
hustle. Yeah, people tell me I hustle all the time, but for me, I'm like, I don't know nothing about hustling, because it's like, for me, it's just normal.
Natural.
It's just like a normal thing for me. This is like,
just striving for excellence, that's
I've
what
always
it is.
worked hard.
For excellence, then it's like, a lot of work in that.
I've always worked hard. Like, even in the start of like my IT career, like early on in my IT career, I'm like, okay, at some point I want to work hard enough so eventually I can do this at home. And this is what I'm doing right now. So it's like, but I had to work my tail off just to get up there and just to get where I wanted to go.
Right.
Of course, right. Especially I have to give all the glory now to God. Sorry, I have to. But I mean, like, really, that's just me. And it's like, once I set that goal, I have another goal. Like, I never stop creating goals. Like,
keep going.
There's another goal.
Like the Energizer button. The Energizer button keeps going and going and going.
I'm the Energizer bunny. No, I'm just joking. I'm a mother of 4. There's no way I can keep going. You see why I'm on my second drink and they asking me for food.
Well, your children are also your drive,
Yeah, at 10-15, they want food. What you want? See, here's another one.
Just hungry. Just hi.
What up?
What's your name?
They eat me out of house and home. Out of house and home. Like forever, yeah.
I saw on your Facebook. You were messing with Siri, huh? Siri.
No, you mean Alexa? Don't start. Don't say her name at all. Please don't. Please don't. Yeah. Don't say her name. Wait, you go get something. Don't say her name at all. It's like literally every day, all day, he's playing with her. Every day, all day. He finds he finds new traits and new things he can say that I didn't even know that could be said. Like, they almost ordered something on my Amazon account, and I'm like, don't say that.
Oh my goodness.
It's like, don't say. It's like, just say bye now. It's like, no, don't say it. Don't say it. So yeah. But guys,
the fun and mischievousness.
Yes, so much fun. But I think that we had a good show. We can wrap it up because it's 10:16. So again, this is a very great show. Thank you, Faye, for all of the work that you've done.
Okay, thanks for letting me just.
And we actually had I know, right? We had a guest. It was actually our
Melvin.
first guest.
Thank you all.
Our first guest on our show as we're growing. Guys, you can catch us on Facebook. It's at WNIYW, and you can also catch us on YouTube with What's New in Your World, and we're also on Instagram at WNIYW, and that's What's New in Your World. That's it for us. That's a wrap in the show. There you go, Bando. Take it away.
Yeah, what's up? We're gonna go back. We're gonna go do what I always do, what I do best. But look, like I said, bro, I've been saying every week, y'all loved ones and everybody, you haven't called for a very long time. I challenge everybody that's watching this, go and call them. If you ain't talked to them in a long time, you got grudges, anything you got with them, go and take care of that ASAP, immediately, because time is running out. We ain't got that many months in this year, so you need to fix that. And don't wait for your New Year's revolution to change now. You know what I'm saying? Start now. Don't be like, okay, I want to I want to do my revolution. This year is gonna be a new thing. No, every day is a new year. You know what I'm saying? When you wake up, every day is a new beginning, a new day, a new journey. So go call your loved one, like I said, cats, dogs, chickens, baguettes, and let them know, like, hey, even though I gotta cook you, I love you. I thank you for all your hard work. You've been packing all the noise and everything. Just, make people laugh. You know what I'm saying? Call them up, check on them. Quarantine is out there killing them. You know what I'm saying? It's all in their head. Call them and make them laugh. You know what I'm saying? They're on their last bed, so you gotta call them and tell them you love them. You know, don't forget about them. So yeah, I'm gonna leave y'all with that. That's it. You know?
On that note, guys, with what's new in your world, we'll see y'all next time, next Wednesday, 8 p.m. Central Standard Time.
Blessings.